If only they were easy to push around, Ben.
Finally.
Good help is hard to find. Clearly, you have to look for retired sprint car drivers to push your car as well. Wow.
All the sprint car drivers come to late model.
Well, he's a late model driver now. When are you driving your late model, Stephen?
Next week.
What's wrong with this week?
Didn't have anyone to help.
What do you...
Lachlan Collins busy.
Oh, wow. Doing what? Ross the Boss, how many times would you have raced at Lismore Speedway over the years?
I don't know, quite a few in the early days,
Yeah, in what form? In Grand Nationals or in...
back in the LJ Tirana to start with, and then the Grand National. Had a bad crash here once.
Did you really?
Steering shaft come off coming out of turn 4 here.
Oh. What about sprint cars? Do you run that much yet?
Never turned a lap here in a sprint car.
Okay, good news. Ben, how many times have you raced here at Lismore, mate?
I think I've only been here the once.
Really?
Which was New South Wales title.
And how did you go?
I think me and Devon took each other out in qualifying, wasn't it? No?
Your steering went out.
Oh, okay.
Devon won it in my car.
Oh, okay. Yeah, rightio.
But
whatever happened to that guy anyway? I mean, geez, you know,
he's
average.
got a pretty good deal now.
Some guy, Devon Moran. All right, so how are you feeling coming into this one? How many races have you done prior to the New South Wales title?
2, I think. 3.
Okay.
But we would have liked to have done a lot more. We've had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be doing more as well leading up to the Aussie title, but unfortunately plans in Perth got kibosh too. So yeah, feeling all right. Could feel more comfortable, I'd say, but you know, it's a racetrack, it's a late model. I know what I'm doing, so we should be fine.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So it's time to get underway in heat number 1 of the New South Wales Late Model Championship. And this is going to be an absolute belter. Very good field and an interesting situation how everybody is going to handle this racetrack. Late models don't get around here too often, so it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag for everybody. We ride on board with Ben Nicastri. Cool shot. The 399 Motorsport entry in behind Ryan Fennick. Just gives you an idea how much the cars are weighted over on that right rear corner. Carrig working there as well in that number 5 car and looking pretty tidy. Alex Sweeney too, looking really good in that 108 car. We see Carter Armstrong in the 35. Nice little lead here at the moment for Todd Bailey. And he's got Ryan Fennick right behind him as we look at the Capital chassis, the number 19. The cool part about many of the late model drivers is they're second and sometimes third generation racers whose dads were gassers in their own right, even if it was in a different form like super sedans or sprint cars or Grand Nationals. Look at the work that Nicastri is doing as he comes up behind David Robertson. Robbo in that number 4 car. You can just see Nicastri on the top side. And now Sweeney starting to weigh in as well. We get on board with Todd Bailey, your current race leader. And you can just see a little bit of a cheeky look over his shoulder to check where Ryan Fennick is in the Bruce McKenzie owned Hitachi number 0. Wow, McKenzie really putting the pressure on his Fennick now on Bailey. McKenzie's in the crowd here. He's set to go over and race in Western Australia, but he's here to check out all the actions. We go back on board with the 399 Motorsport entry of Ben Nicastri, whose dad, Ross the Boss, was one of the gassers. Still gets behind the wheel every now and again and drives different forms of race cars, but Todd Bailey stepping away just a little bit now. Fennick, Nicastri, Lachlan Onley in the Mustang, Alex Sweeney, Carter Armstrong, Robert Carrig and David Robertson in this heat race. As we see now Sweeney having a bit of a crack here on the inside, coming after Dave Robbo. Robbo's got the left front high up off the ground, running a bit higher on the racetrack than anybody else, but Sweeney will make him pay for that. Here's your leaders. Bailey looking smart, but Fennick closing right in as we wrap up heat number 1 of the New South Wales Late Model Championship from Castrol Edge, Lismore Speedway. Nice drive from Bailey. He gets the win from Fennick in second. Ben Nicastri, Lachlan Onley and Alex Sweeney. Excuse me, Lachlan's mum.
Yes.
Can you please introduce me to this little cutie? Who's this?
This is Delta Faye Onley,
Hi, Delta.
Lachlan's
Hi.
third daughter.
She's just beautiful. What are you doing?
So helping Nan wash the tyres.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, those blue eyes.
Yes.
Dad has clearly got a shotgun.
Oh, definitely. It's been out for years.
How much is Lock? You're the team manager at this point. You're the only one I'm talking to.
Righto.
How long has he been racing this season? How many races? Come on, make something
I
up.
would say about 3.
Okay.
So because we keep going to Eastern Creek and they're called off.
Right.
Because of bad weather.
Yep.
He did jump in a super sedan at Bundaberg,
Yep.
Gympie and Toowoomba, which he did okay.
Yes.
And yes, and now we're here for the title.
Which daughter is this one?
This Amber.
My goodness. You make beautiful granddaughters, don't you?
Oh, of course. They all take after me, of course.
They're all stunners. Are you going to race one day too?
Maybe.
Maybe. What are you going to race?
A late model.
You better start in juniors.
No, just go straight to it.
Yeah.
This is Lachlan Jr. right here. Like,
you reckon?
my goodness me. Spitting image.
Yes.
All right, so just a super sedan race, not too much late model racing, but
No.
but has all the good granddaughters working on the car.
Oh,
and
definitely. Yes.
Where's the grumpy boss?
The grumpy boss is behind you. He just
Beg your
came.
pardon, what did you just say? I heard that.
Who's this? Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
Amber, Wade's
Who's
talking
that?
to you. Answer.
Tell me who that guy is. Who is he? Pa. Oh, yeah. Can you come over here, please, young lady?
Say on Toto.
Look at these. Look at these cool shoes. And is this a good looking? Clearly, they look like their grandma. Thank God.
That was lucky, wasn't it?
I reckon. What a good looking little bunch of family you got there.
This
Who's-
one's got the look on the
I know
face.
she's got that total attitude.
Yeah.
What are you eating? What are you eating, young lady?
My chocolate.
Oh wow, I got Pa's chocolate. Oh, did you see? Now I see where that came
So
from.
you saw me, the boss.
The hand went on the hip. Who's going to win tonight?
Dad.
Dad. Who's going to win?
Dad.
And who's going to win?
Lachlan Onley N17.
Say Dad. Dad.
Yay! Time to get underway right now with heat number 2 of the New South Wales Late Model Championship from Castrol Edge, Lismore Speedway. And already we are straight into it. The boys haven't had it. It's a very tricky place to get your head around. Aaron Barnes in this one, Daryl Grimson, Ed Borg, Peter Nicola, Mark Leatham in the N3, Mark Towers. You got Daniel Bennett in the Q18, Daniel Cassidy, and Nathan Disney. You can just see Borg there in that very distinctive 67. Oh, Nicastri. Earlier on in that heat race looked busy, but that was nothing compared to what Nicola was doing just then in the number 2 car. Borg dropping to the inside, trying to work on Cassidy. You can see Towers to that extreme right-hand side. Grimson. Ooh, it's very busy there at the moment. You just see Cassidy. The Kazakh powder coating Dynamic Industries car goes around. We had a pair of 2s out there at the moment. How about Borgie? He currently leads away in the 67. You got Peter Nicola in that second spot. Work our way out of turn number 3. Towers in the 33 car. You've there got the 12 of Daryl Grimson. As we come back to the main straightaway, restart situation. So Grimson runs very wide. So too does the Nicola, number 2, the Maxim Racing Oils entry. Barnes gets the best of all that. Barnesy comes ripping through on the inside of the 55. Likewise, the Grim, Daryl Grimson does that beautifully. Nicola sweeps through on the inside of Towers. You get the really cool looking 3 car out there as well of Mark Leatham. I really do like that colour scheme. Barnes under pressure now from the Grim, but he makes it work beautifully. Takes on Borg and puts him back. So Aaron Barnes is your new race leader. I spoke to him before the show tonight, said he was very confident, been around the top 3s and 4s in every appearance, so hoping to continue that here at a place that many of these drivers would call an even footing. It's not any home track advantage, that's for sure. Late models are rarely seen around the very neatly prepared and revamped Castrol Edge, Lismore Speedway. Barnesy looks good. His dad, Lindsay, raced super sedans at Newcastle and Parramatta for many years. Daryl Grimson has been in the game a long time. Nicola under some pressure now from the number 3 car of Leatham. Just a simple looking colour scheme, but it really pops. I do love that big 3 on the side of that hot rod. So Aaron Barnes, neat job of this in the 55, the black and green machine. Got his fiance in the pits with him, as well as a bunch of his buddies, and Dad Lindsay on the spanners here tonight. Daryl Grimson in second, Ed Borg in third, back to Peter Nicola, Mark Leatham, Mark Towers, Daniel Bennett in the Q18, and unfortunately, Daniel Cassidy and Nathan Disney with some issues. They are on the infield at the moment. So, big crowd here for the New South Wales late model title here at Lismore. They are packed in. It's incredible to think how nice this facility looks when you think about the enormous flood damage that most of Lismore has had. Checkered flag is out. Barnes will get it handsomely in the end by Grimson. Back to Borg in that third spot. Nicola and Leatham rounding out your top 5. Couple of racing dads living their dreams here. When's Bailey getting a late model?
When he gets a better job. He's got a good one.
Well, Bailey and Bailey, so kind of, right?
Wonderful. Yeah, it is, eh?
What else would you be doing, Russell, except being at Lismore right now?
I don't know. I wouldn't discuss it on the phone. On the phone, yes.
How many times have you raced the super sedan here over the years?
Over about 15, 20 years we raced, and I've never raced here.
Really?
Never raced here, so
Okay.
every other track bar here.
How is Todd's form coming into tonight? Has he raced much?
Last week, one at Eastern Creek.
Yep.
And the car's been pretty good.
Okay.
I think it's got some new improvements from America, so we'll see how we're going right.
Setup-wise, on a track that's continually left-hand, very little straightaway, what do you do with a car that's different?
You've got to loosen it up in the middle of the corners, because if you can start, the car starts to push, then everyone's going to drive through you. So the car needs to be loose and sit in the middle, and still be able to turn in well. So you've got to be careful how you do it.
Car loose like the driver.
Loose like the driver.
Good luck. Time to rip into heat number 3 of the New South Wales Late Model Championship for 2023 here at Castrol Edge, Lismore Speedway. Look at this crowd. It's absolutely standing room only in some places. Ben Nicastri, great run into the race lead. Boy, it's a busy heat race already. Carter Armstrong in the 35. Look at Ryan Fennick working the top side in the 0 car. Nice move in that Bruce McKenzie Hitachi entry. Robert Carrick working there with David Robertson. We work our way through turn 1 and 2. You'll notice that there's no real straightaways here at Lismore. It's a constantly left-hand turning oval. We see Lachlan Onley on the outside. Now Bailey getting a run through with Carrick. Onley on the outside. He's going to have to stay out there. Fennick coming after Ben Nicastri in the 399 Motorsport entry. Oh, look at Lachlan Onley on the outside of Alex Sweeney. Bailey working the inside, gets by the man they affectionately know as Carrots. Robert Carrick out of the Walls End, Newcastle area. Fennick working the low side on Nicastri, making up plenty of ground here. Ben's got his hands full. We go on board. Great shots. The onboard cameras here. The Chrismic Industries onboard camera looks fantastic. Now, Armstrong on the inside. Lachlan Onley on the outside with his 3 daughters, his wife, and his mum and dad. Always a big family operation here this weekend. Armstrong doing a nice job in the 35. Here comes Fennick. Can he put the move on Nicastri? No. Hey, that's good racing. The pair of them giving each other a bit of room. Still getting after it, but plenty of respect in there as well. Heat number 3 of the New South Wales Late Model Championship. Disappointing. Nathan Hearn was supposed to be racing with us this weekend. He was driving the Ron Pine Rocket, but unfortunately they've had some issues and he's not able to compete for the rest of the evening. The night before he heads to America to to drive TA2 muscle cars. Wow, look at Armstrong and Lachlan Onley side by side. Gee, Lismore, for a track that doesn't have late model racing there very often, if at all, it has been turning on some fantastic racing early. Look at Ben Nicastri, plenty of pressure from Ryan Fennick, and Nicastri will wrap it up from Ryan Fennick in second, and a fast finishing Todd Bailey in third. That was heat number 3. A man who always belies his age, the Grim. What's going on, mate?
Yesterday,
How many times have you raced at Lismore?
it's only the second time I've been here.
Really?
Probably 10 years ago, maybe.
I would have thought you would have been here a lot more. All right, how did you go?
That was a state title, Rob third in that one too.
Okay.
Yeah, Devon Morant won not long ago.
Yeah, so we're just talking with Ben about that, actually.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's continually left hand. There's pretty well no room to go straight anywhere. How do you change your setup for something like that?
Just try and keep the car rolling and keep it free. So
Okay.
making the right wheelbase. Just a balance, sort of guess the words should be hopefully get hot laps.
Car always looks fantastic, mate. I like the colour scheme this year. Very nice.
It's all the young bloke does it. Jake.
There you go. Aha.
Starting a new bit though.
Oh, because I said the trick group accompanied.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it looks fine. There we go. Very nice. Good to see you, Grim. Get Grim. It's all right, Barnesy. I'll just come to you guys because clearly this team looks very stressed.
Pretty relaxed.
Yeah, are you really pretty relaxed? I would never have thought that. How many times have you raced this season?
We've had 3 runs this year. I haven't been off the podium yet, so hopefully we can keep that up. But
Wow.
see what happens.
Look at you go, you bragger. You know what that means about tonight?
What's that?
It means you'll either be 4th time on the podium or you'll go like...
A bastard.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, hopefully it's not going like
what's
a
going on, mate? It's nice when someone older that calls you Young Wade.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
So who is this crew? Tell me about the crew, this stressed-looking group of people.
Brother Jaden, he's come to give me a hand tonight, Jaden.
Is there a brother? Wow, geez, you never talk about him.
Yeah, a beautiful fiance, Ashley.
Oh, he got beautiful fiance. That's very smooth, Bunsy.
And Matt Clayton, MJC Excavations, he helps me out a lot and appreciate his help. So he's with us
And who's the
tonight.
Jesus-looking bloke over there?
That's the old timer.
Wow, I never would have thought that. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, good to see you too, mate.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Hopefully have a good run.
Excuse me, I didn't hear the word girlfriend. I heard the word fiance. It's all right, at least one Barnes is sensitive to the situation, Ash, right? Good to see you guys. Good luck. Time to get stuck into heat number 4 on the 2023 New South Wales Late Model Championship. And Nathan Disney, the Newcastle Nightmare, starts on the pole with Lindsay Barnes' kid, Aaron, who's doing one hell of a job. He looked good at his earlier heat race. He looks very good at his second drive as well. Heat race win already under his belt. We see Daniel Cassidy, whose dad Greg was a very handy racer back in the day as well, till he stepped aside for both his son Daniel and also daughter Jess to go racing. Look at Barnesy wheeling this 55. I think there's something about this place that really suits him because he has gapped this field. Disney under some pressure from Leatham, who turns it in front of Towers. I think we're going to get away with this, are we? Or will we go caution? We stay green at the moment. Borg in behind. You just see Leatham gets restarted. Disney back in that second spot. So just at the moment, Barnes doing one heck of a job. Oh, Leatham has spun the 3 car. And we will come back to a caution situation right here. So, back underway. Aaron Barnes. Barnes storming his way towards a possible second heat race win. Nathan Disney, the Newcastle Nightmare, in that second spot. His dad Des, always on the tools in the pit area, working very hard. It's a really cool father and son operation, like so many of these late model teams are. Just looking at the 18 car of Daniel Bennett, sweet looking hot rod as well, under pressure from Nicola. A pair of 2s doesn't often win a card game, but they're going to gang up on the 18 as we come off turn 4. Oh, Barnesy, what happened there? He ran very wide at a turn number 4. That allows Nathan Disney into the lead from Daryl Grimson in that second spot. Barnes back to third, back to Daniel Cassidy, Daniel Bennett, Peter Nicola, Mark Towers, Ed Borg, and then we saw the 3-car in trouble earlier of Leatham. Wow, look at Cassidy running the top. It might be slick on the bottom, but there's definitely some traction mid to 3/4 track. Cassidy is proving it. Once again, Daniel Bennett under enormous pressure from a pair of 2s. Here comes the Grim, Daryl Grimson, working on the left rear quarter panel of Nathan Disney. Wow, he's really making some room now as the Grim Race Cars proprietor out of Camden South, ranging up behind Newcastle's Nathan Disney in front of a packed house here at Castrol Edge, Lismore Speedway. The Sauer family, Mick and Kim, doing a phenomenal job to rejuvenate and really recreate and start it all over again with a new vibe in the place at Lismore Speedway. The city of Lismore is responding despite the fact they've been deluged with floods over the last couple of years in particular, but this place looks absolutely fantastic. Well done, Nathan Disney. He holds on from Daryl Grimson in second, Aaron Barnes third, Daniel Cassidy and Daniel Bennett rounding out your top 5. Where's the star, Des? Don't tell me. Wow.
They stayed at a 3 and 3 out in the mountains.
Lucky he's got you. Former Newcastle Motordrome Trophy girl. I'm always going to bring it up, Jackie. Oh no, there's no such thing. It's alright, I'll come to you.
I'm the future trophy girl.
There's a really good reason for that. How are you, mate?
I'm good, how are you?
So, Daniel Cassidy, how many times have you been racing this year?
3.
How'd you go?
I've topped points 3 out of the 3 nights, but I've only finished 1 race, so I won that one.
So that much hasn't changed then? You're still wide open?
I'm still, yeah. I can't really comment too much. The two reasons is sort of out. One of them was my fault, maintenance-wise.
Yes.
But the other one was sort of a
I see where you're going with this.
Call.
Okay. Tell me about your hot rod. Looks pretty as usual. Challenger kitchens down the side.
Yeah.
Sweet looking hot rod.
Yeah. Well, we've got a new major sponsor this year with Pyzax Powder Coating. They've been with us for
I thought
20 or so years, but
yep.
They've really stepped up. Joe's got his health battles at the moment, so
yep.
Joe's had to take a step back. That's why we're back to the late model. But this is an older car. This is a 10-year-old Masters build.
Okay.
It was actually my dad's car. He only raced it once, and then I did my rookie year in it, and he hasn't raced it since. So.
Look at the old man. He just loves it, doesn't he? What else would he be doing but this, Daniel?
Nothing.
Exactly right.
Mum would probably have him working somewhere.
Yeah. So he's better off here, really.
Yeah. This is his happy place. Without him, I wouldn't be able to do it because I'm a bit of a lobster when it comes to setups. I got no idea. I just come in and tell him what I want, what I need, and he works his magic. And
he's Harry Hogg and you're Cold Trickle.
Yeah, when he tells me to pass the car on the outside and it holds, I'll do it.
You can pass on the outside, Cole. What's going on, Cass? How many times have you raced at this place over the years?
Well, Daniel worked it out on the way up. He reckons I haven't raced here since 2006. So a fair while, but I used to come here fairly regular.
Okay.
It looked like I nearly almost brought the rain back with me again. I always brought the rain with me. When we got here, it started showering, so hopefully it'll hold off.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Good to see you, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Check 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. And so it's time for the Championship A Main. It's the New South Wales Late Model Championship here from Castrol Edge, Lismore Speedway. We ride on board during the 4 wide here with Ben Nicastri. Have a look at all those phone lights. It's, of course, not quite wide enough for 4 wide, so we'll go 3 wide with the late models. Fans have really enjoyed the spectacle that these grunty rocket ships have put on tonight. The outside groove has been particularly effective as we see everybody up and about with their phones in that big Northern Star stand in turn 3 and 4. This is anybody's race. I think Todd Bailey has certainly shown plenty of speed, and so too has Aaron Barnes, and they find themselves, I think, fittingly on the front row. We get set to go green here at Lismore, and the Summerlands region, the Northern Rivers part of New South Wales, lighting up with the late models. There's Nicastri on board. You can just see how much attitude is in these cars, laying over on that right rear corner. That was Mark Leatham. Ooh, contact just then with Fennick and Onley. Very busy further back in the track here. Look at this stuff going on behind us. Running around the top, Leatham on the bottom side. You got Sweeney in there as well. Bennett in the 18 as we see Ben Nicastri working the wheel on the 399 Motorsport entry. He's in 3rd place just at the moment. Fairly flat track, but it's a constant left-hand arc. You never get a chance really to square up the car and run it in a straight line at any real point here. So I would imagine it's going to be pretty brutal on your neck and pretty brutal on just trying to keep your hands on the wheel. We see your race leader, Todd Bailey, ahead of Aaron Barnes, ahead of Ben Nicastri. All 3 of those guys have dads that were very handy in the sport as well, though it could be argued that the 3 of them are actually better than their respective fathers. Might be a controversial comment to say. Ross Nicastri is certainly not done racing. He occasionally gets back behind the wheel, but son Ben, these days a father of 1, doing an excellent job. Just at the advantage over the Grim, Daryl Grimson, one of the most gritty veterans and very clever men when it comes to working and building race cars. Nathan Disney's got some pressure now from Lachlan Onley out of Orange in New South Wales. So Newcastle and Orange, a lot of Central Coast influence in this field as well. Your race leader doing a handy job of it. Look at Bailey. Look at the lead he's got here. His dad, Russell, was pretty handy in super sedans back in the day. Boy, that thing is hooked up. He's getting minimal slide in that Capital chassis. Todd has spent a fair bit of time over in the States, crewing for, back in the day, Steve Francis, who's one of the real superstars of late model racing, and hence why he's using the Capital chassis. Is that Ryan Fennick? Well, that is disappointing. One of the absolute stars of the game, and certainly somebody we expect would be strong, having trouble in the 0 car. So, it's that Delaware-style start where only the leader has his own row as we go back to caution. Grimson and Barnes, Disney, and back then to Onley, Carter Armstrong, Peter Nicola. And we're just waiting to bring Ben Nicastri back up in that number 99. You got Mark Towers out there, Robert Carrick, Mark Leatham, Daniel Bennett, Peter Nicola, Ed Borg, Alex Sweeney. So away we go. Borg there working in a 67. We got trouble here. Oh, Barnes has gone around. Grimson is in there as well. And I believe that Nathan Disney was, well, deemed to be the cause of the incident that turned Barnes. And the Newcastle Nightmare, none too happy about it. Oh, look at this. 3 wide here. 3 wide here. They went either side of Nicastri. That was impressive. Carter Armstrong on the inside, Lachlan Onley to the outside, and it just proves that there's still plenty of stickiness above that slick groove if he can do that. Grimson is all over the back of Barnes. Carter Armstrong looking particularly racy. It's good to see Ed Borg showing some real speed as well. So still your leader is this man. Look how straight that car is. It is absolutely glued down. The Australian Late Model Championship is coming up at Premier Speedway Warrnambool in the last weekend in February. It's going to be a huge event. Almost 50 cars have entered, a dozen from Western Australia. It's going to be a very big affair, and I'm sure all these boys you see in this one will be looking forward to having a crack at Premier Speedway Warrnambool for the Australian title. Todd Bailey looks very, very good indeed. Look at the lead he's got over Aaron Barnes from Daryl Grimson, Lachlan Onley. Mark Towers has been very consistent as well. We look back through the field and find Bennett and Robert Carrick, or Carrots as he's known. Robert raced super sedans and also late models over the years in Newcastle. And it's good to see the gritty veteran is still out there making circles. Only starting to come now at Daryl Grimson. So you can see Barnes to your left, Grimson in the middle, and Lachlan Onley in behind. Once again, this thing is like a slot car right now. Gee, it's working well. Todd Bailey, a substantial lead here right now, gapping the rest of this field. Just watching Barnes there with Grimson, Onley. Let's look further back. That's Leatham there with Nicastri, who's faded a little bit. You go back then to Towers, Ed Borg, then back to Daniel Bennett. Very sideways was Barnes then, and you just saw Grimson all over him. Lachlan Onley shadowing them both in the locked storage Mustang. Oh, wow. Look at Onley coming on here. Working the lower side. Grimson got hung out to dry just a little bit. Maybe that outside groove isn't quite working as effectively as Carter Armstrong now comes at him. We're back on board. Boy, this is a good little battle we got going on here. Nicastri and Grimson. So, wow, contact just then. Barnes in the middle of all that with Grimson. So, it is really going on here. You've got Leatham involved as well in the 3 car. So, wow, busy stuff to say the least there. Your race leader has gapped them. Todd Bailey, substantial and significant lead. Barnes falling back into the clutches just a little bit. There is Leatham to the left, and there is Nicastri to the right. They work their way past this big grandstand full of people. It's been an excellent crowd tonight. Lismore and the surrounding region have really turned out to watch the New South Wales late model and New South Wales wingless championship here at Castrol Edge Lismore Speedway. Barnes has definitely got his hands full with that race car. Doesn't quite as quick as it was earlier on. This guy, though, is starting to get hauled in big time. Todd Bailey with Lachlan Onley shadowing him in that locked self-storage number 17. Gee, look at him working it now. Bailey needs to be awfully careful here. I'm not sure whether maybe he's starting to struggle with his tyres, but Onley to the outside. That's ambitious. Boy, can you make it stick out there? He's not messing around, that's for sure. Back that 3rd spot at the moment. You're just watching Grimson really getting some speed as well, but he's a little bit further back. This lead battle has been a beauty. Is that Carter Armstrong too? Starting to show some real speed. Boy, the late models have been fantastic here at Lismore. Oh, caution on the raceway, and we'll come back to a restart. Just see Grimson, that was Leatham in the 3 car, has looped it, now rejoins the field. That's Bennett going by. So the Delaware start sees Bailey on your pole. Nicola back up alongside Lachlan Onley. You then go back to Barnes. Nicola runs wide. Barnes, Towers, then Carrick. So you can't afford to get off that groove. If you do, it's really going to punish you. You can just see Bailey getting away a little bit now from Lachlan Onley. So maybe that restart did him a bit of a favour. Oh, having said that, Bailey runs a little wide into turn number 3, and Onley just rips it on through, and now Grimson is all over the back of the 19. So here I was thinking he got himself a bit of space, was starting to drive away from it, but maybe when those tyres heat up, maybe Todd Bailey having to really be a bit of a passenger in this. Grimson coming at Bailey again. So Todd on the defensive, while Lachlan Onley gets stronger and stronger. What a well-timed run this has been. Charismatic Aussie from regional New South Wales. His dad, particularly cheeky, loves going racing with his boy. It's a real family operation, like many of the late model teams are. There's a really great family and community around these cars. Onley continues to lead. There he is on screen, and the Mustang doing the job down the back stretch. There is Bailey for second, Grimson for third, Barnes, Towers, Carrick, and Leatham. Back then to Bennett, Nicola. That's probably your top 10 or thereabouts. So right now, this guy has just gapped them. What a substantial lead. Again, you notice none of these late models really scraping off much speed, keeping the cars particularly straight, hugging that sticky stuff down on the low side. And Lachlan Onley, just a devastatingly strong run. He's been a Victorian champion as well. Would love to win the Aussie title, and you'd have to think he's a chance. Likewise, these two. The Sydney Siders will go down to Premier Speedway Warrnambool in late February and be a real chance there. You can see Bailey's really struggling. Likewise, has Nicola perhaps cut a tyre? That car did not look healthy at all. You go back to Bennett, checkered flag looked like it's about to come out. And here he is, Lachlan Onley. He got the win from Todd Bailey, Daryl Grimson, Aaron Barnes, and Mark Towers rounding out your top 5. But what a drive from Lachlan Onley. He gets the win. The family will be absolutely pumped with that. That's a superb drive. And he'll wrap up the New South Wales Late Model Championship from Castrol Edge Lismore Speedway. Climbing up on the... Oh, he's going up on the roof. Happy about that is Locke. Great drive. There's your New South Wales Late Model Champion. Boy, he's got to be pumped with that. Bailey, you have to consider him pretty unlucky, I would think. He was stout. Daryl Grimson third, Barnes fourth, Towers fifth, Carrick, Leatham, Bennett, and Nicola rounding out your top 9.